I want y'all to be aware of this. When you start a new thing in your life, learning a new skill, getting started in a new hobby, doing something new, let's just say you got in a new relationship, you're working on getting married, things like that. Or even if like you just start a new job or just anything new, you're going to run across a lot of people in this world who would do more work to point out what you do wrong or to make what you do have going on the wrong thing for you than they would do to point you in the right direction. Sometimes they could be right, Not everybody that's telling you bad things about something you like is trying to cause you harm or discourage you. Sometimes they can be right, because most of the time you kind of know that already. You just didn't want somebody else to say it. But you got to thank God for them people that say what you kind of already think already, because if not for them, you won't make the right choices, But then you got, on the other hand, somebody that's always trying to put a bug in your ear, always trying to sow division between you and somebody you love, always trying to sow discord. You got to be careful of them kind of people, because they can distract you from actually appreciating what it is that God has given you. They can discourage you from pursuing what it is God wants you to pursue in your life. And I'm going to be all the way clear. You cannot perfectly handle what it is God wants you to do with your life if you do not know how to overcome those types of challenges. Because in order for you to appreciate where God has placed you and what God has given you, it needs to cost you some blood, sweat, and some tears. If it don't, you won't really be in it for the long run. You know what I mean? And if I was God, I would not let you have it too easy either, especially if it took a miracle for you to receive what it is that I have for you if I was God. But thank God I'm not, because that sounds too hard. But at the end of the day, though, it's a lot of people out here who will go all the way out of their way to point out what you're doing wrong. But they'll never sit you down for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour, just to point you in the right direction. They'll talk behind your back, but they'll never give you hints or clues about what to do right in front of your face. When it's your turn and you in a position of power somewhere, or you got somebody around you who want to get started out with something, don't ever be that kind of person. And if you ever got somebody in your life who want to give you good advice about what you're doing wrong and how to do it right, don't ever take it personal. Because it's only out of love do people still go out of their way to try and lead you the right direction, knowing dang on well that a lot of people cannot take constructive criticism, and you could potentially cause harm to this relationship by doing it, and they still do it, and then you still take it the wrong way. Don't ever be that kind of person with people, because people already stick their neck out there just to be able to show you the right way, and all you want to do is take it the wrong way. Don't be like that. Stop being too proud to take constructive criticism. But not everybody's criticism is constructive. Some people's criticism, they have a benefit in it for them for that criticism. Some people will talk you out of your dreams because they want you being the person they want you to be, right? Some people don't want you being somebody. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of intimate relationships out here like that, right? Like you might be with a man who don't want you to be somebody else other than what you are, because he insecure and he thinks somebody who's better than him is going to take you away from him. And every time you doing your thing, doing your nails and running your business and all that other stuff, like he always get this little gut feeling like, okay, I already know I'm a piece of junk anyway. And the last thing I need is her being a much better person than what she is and make her feel like she can do better than me. It's a lot of stuff out here like that, and you got to be aware of that. You have to be. Stay away from people that don't give constructive criticism. Those people can be agents of Satan, sent to slow you down or second guess you walking in your calling and in your purpose. God wants a man in every field, somebody who can be right there in position for when somebody need the gospel. I remember points in time in my life when I was poor, broke, homeless, sleeping in my car, not even knowing that God had it be like that for a reason, all because there was people in places that he wanted to reach that a lot of ministers won't go or just can't go. They got too much other stuff to do, right? There's been times when I have worked jobs and I was there long enough to build a good enough relationship with the boss just to be able to be in a position to witness the gospel to that person. And then not too long after that, the assignment ended. I was only there because God wanted me to be there. And that's the reason why he wants you to pursue what he wants you to pursue with your life, is because he needs you to be in position to reach some people. And you can have agents, full-fledged agents of Satan. It's not like they went down to the Satan's employment office and said, can I put in an application to work for you? No, they don't do it that way. Some of these people are under the inspiration of demons and they don't even know. And a lot of them can really be thinking they telling you the right thing. They're serious. It just worked that way. And you got to be aware of it. That's why you need to have discernment. When you have discernment, somebody can mean well, all they want to mean well, but you know it's the voice of the devil. It's like when you hear the voice of the devil, it's like in the spirit, every word he say, his breath just stink. Spiritually, that's just how it works. I don't know any other way to call it. And it can even be something you want to hear. I've had people offer me great opportunities that I knew was from the devil. Seemed great. And then God was like, nope, he about to tie you up. Nope, they about to send you off course. You got a good thing going with this. Keep it that way. They are sent to slow you down to make sure you second guess pursuing what it is I gave you. Don't even take it. You're going to look around, you're going to have 5 years go by, and then you're going to end up fired anyway. Leave it alone. I can do more for you than what they can. Look, like the voice of the enemy is not always saying something negative. Y'all need to understand that. Sorry. But the voice of the enemy will tell you contrary things to what God has already told you. Sorry, man. Dang it. But the voice of the enemy will always tell you contrary things to what God already told you, even if it sounds good or bad. And you just need to know them things. Without discernment, you are no match in this world. None, especially if you claim Christ. You got to sharpen your discernment, because without that, you ain't going to ever know which way to go. It's always going to be 1,000 voices, 1,000 different voices saying 1,000 different things. And here it is, there's only one truth. That's it. But these people would do more to put you down and show you the right way. You know, like you don't really know how it is to be somebody who had a lot of gifts and skills. But, you know, to be very purpose driven. Always wondered what the meaning of life was since 3rd grade. And always wondered what you were put here to do with your life since 3rd grade. You know, you want nothing more than to just be in the right position around the right people. You uninterested in everything people say that you need to be as a young man. It's only a handful of things you want to do with your life, and that's pursue your gifts and your skills. But you're just not in the right place in life to be able to receive it. You know, I grew up in the hood. We didn't necessarily have much. And all I ever wanted as a kid was a microphone. I don't know why. Right? That's all I ever wanted was instruments and stuff like that. It's like, you know, there's no shortage of new tennis shoes. There's no shortage of video games. There's no shortage of people telling you what sports to play. But all I want is a dang on studio. 10 years old, that's all I wanted. And it seemed like you in the wrong place in life to really be able to pursue what it is that's in you. And so, you know, I didn't see a whole lot of my dad, but I did see him. And then by the time I grew up is when I needed him the most, but he died. And so I had to enter the real world not knowing what it is I need to know in order to cultivate a sense of direction in my life. And so I spent a large amount of time doing anything and everything just to do something, because I don't know what it's like to know the things that I know as a person my age and as a male, right? And so a lot of them things I had to literally learn the hard way and learn on my own, all because I didn't have that person there at the time in my life when I needed them to. And it's like a lot of people that do get around you, you know, they not really focusing on trying to help you build or help build you up. They more focus on what they could benefit from you, even if it costs you more than anything. And you will look around and you have a lot of people around you like that. Not everybody around you is, but you have a lot of people around you like that. It's almost like people they know who might not know certain things, and they go and find targets, right? People that they can use for their own advantage, and they really offer them a whole lot less than what their effort, their skill set is actually worth. People they could just kind of pick out who they can use in that way. And you gotta have discernment, because without that, you won't be able to make the right decisions. And you will find yourself tied up all day long, making other people rich, and you barely just reaching the past the point of broke, you know, barely just reaching past the point of broke, borderline poor, even after being paid. And here it is, you making everybody else rich, when it's like, if only you knew the right things, you could be in their shoes. But yet they don't want to tell you that, because they get more out of you being in your position than you do. You know what I mean? You'll run across a lot of people like that, man. But all I want to say is this: once it is your turn, you be the one to build people. You be the one to help people. I think the reason why God allow a lot of us to experience things like that is because he want to cultivate a character in us that's more driven to want to be that person we wish we had, instead of being the person everybody else was to you. So when it's your turn, you be that person you wish you had. You be that person you wish could come by in your life and just sit you down and point you the right direction. And I thank God for all the people in my life who did come around, sit me down and point me in the right direction, and didn't ask me for anything in return, you know. And I thank God for the people I learned hard lessons from, you know, because if it wasn't for that, I don't know what I would be driven to be at this point in time in my life. But other than that, man, y'all stay encouraged and y'all keep grinding for real, because we got to redeem the time, because the day is evil. Make the best use of your time, and don't let the devil tie you up. Peace.